again. So we were going to be doing a Facebook Live tonight of our craft event, but instead we've changed it up. That video will be going up soon. Hopefully you'll be able to watch the reason behind it before we post this video. But we are coming at you from my living room floor to pre-record our video of us doing our pride flag design craft night. So we have all of my stationery supplies and my stickers, and Mitch has never had the chance to look at my collection.
I'm like already like in it, like with this cartoon animal box, figuring out how I can incorporate that into my designs too.
Yeah, so
it's pretty exciting.
We're about to get into it here. If you want to play some music in the background, you can. So feel free to follow around with us, or just do what you want to do. Craft night's all about fun, so we're gonna get started.
Yeah. So when we were talking, I believe it was the video from last week. Mm-hmm. Like pride flags, colors have a lot of significance in the LGBTQ community. Like the rainbow flag, each color of the rainbow represents something. So like when you're designing a pride flag for yourself, like thinking about what those colors mean to you and what they represent for you.
Yeah, and so, I mean, if you want to do like the standard pride flags, feel free to do so, but you can also do the ones where the colors mean something to you. Because pride is all about diversity and doing different things and celebrating who we are, and that means that not all of us are the same people, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Mitch, what do you think of my sticker so far?
So far, so good. There's a lot of cats, and I'm really loving it.
I need to tell you that this is the only area of my life that is this organized. It is my stationery supplies and my books, and nothing else.
Oh my god, hedgehogs!
Aren't they so cute? I've got more than that.
Oh, so many.
I know, they're so cute. If you guys are interested in the stickers, I got a lot of them from Pipsticks and Sticky. It's STICKII. I don't even know what I want to do. I have to go through all my paper to see.
Do you want me to pass you the paper bin?
Maybe. I have 2 paper bins. I have so much. I have so much.
1. 2.
2.
And then markers.
Markers and washi tape.
Sweet.
Yep. So what are you thinking of doing for your pride flag?
Well, so I definitely have to incorporate the color blue. Not only does it represent masculinity, which is how I identify, it also represents harmony and art on the rainbow pride flag, and teal blues represent magic on the original Gilbert Baker design. But also blue is my favorite color, so it just gets involved in everything I do. When I was in college, I majored in art and design, and my professor could not, she could not get me to stop using blue. Like, I just use blue in everything. So blue for sure. Other than that, definitely black to include people of color and diversity and inclusion, black and brown, are gonna get in here somehow, because that's very important to me. But other than that, I'm still thinking. What about you?
So definitely purple. Purple is one of my favorite colors, and it represents spirit. And that's very important to me. So I'm going to be doing some purple and some teal, which are actually also the 2 colors that I use the most in my day-to-day life. And any painting I've ever done has been teal, purple, and black. So similar to you, I'm going to be including black and brown for people of color and representation across the board. But other than that, we're just going to kind of find out as we go.
Yeah. So on the Gilbert Baker pride flag, the original colors included. So we had pink, which represented sexuality. It also represents femininity and the feminine side of things on like the trans pride flag. Red was life, right? Which also that became the color that really stood out with the AIDS movement. Orange is healing, and yellow is sunlight. Green is nature. Blue is harmony and art, like we mentioned. Teal blue is magic, like we mentioned, and purple is spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crushed it. I brought scissors out here, and I don't know what I did with them.
Oh, they're right here.
Thank goodness.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Those are also blue.
They are. Teal and blue.
Teal
We told you those
and
are our favorite colors. I think I'm
Oh, are these giraffes? How fun.
right. I think I'm gonna cut strips of my paper and make my own scrapbook paper flag.
I really love that idea. I'm not seeing any black dog stickers, which...
Oh, there should be some in there. If they're not in the cartoon animal, it's in the regular animal box.
Sweet. Riley,
And yes, I am so organized that I have it organized by cartoon animals and regular animals.
Regular animals. I love it. I love it.
I got into pen paling like middle of last year. I saw a post about it on Facebook and I was like, oh, I haven't had a pen pal since like 3rd grade. I really want to do that. So Sarah, bless her, was like, okay. So she just like let me give my address out to people on the basis of trust. Don't recommend it if you don't feel safe.
We don't recommend that, especially right now.
Nope.
But, you know, it was a different time.
It was a different time. And so, you know, you can link with people, and if you get like a weird vibe from them, obviously you don't give your information away, and you do not post it in like a comment. It was all done through private messaging. So that's how we linked up, and I love it. So you're pulling paper too. What do you think?
All right, so let me show you what I got. Amy found this. I found this thing in Amy's box that's all galaxy. I love stars. Like the whole concept of wishing upon a star became like very deeply important to me during my transition.
Do you see what I just cut from my own flag?
Yeah,
It's stars.
Star Child.
And I'm cutting moons right now.
So this one, it's got stardust in it while also being watercolor blue and having like this cool geometric shape pattern. And then mirroring that geometric shape, there's this black sky as well to represent like that diversity inclusion piece that's so important to me. And then I also pulled this because this is the phases of the moon. And like in the LGBT community, right, like people are often like, oh, is it a phase, da-da-da-da-da, and the truth of the matter is like your identity is not a phase, but you can go through phases as you're learning who you are, and that's an important part of the journey that should be celebrated and valued and not stigmatized. So I really want to incorporate the idea that change is acceptable and part of the process in my flag, so I think I'm going to use this to represent that.
I love that.
You got more sparkly gold goodness going on. I see you.
I do. And there's this whole other like galaxy, dark witchy, whatever.
Love it.
I have a very particular taste, it would appear. But I love that. Don't forget I still got an entire box of paper underneath this one. I'm an animal. I can't stop myself.
Can't stop, won't stop.
And shouldn't stop. You should enjoy the things you enjoy without having to be made to feel guilty for them.
Yes. I concur.
Ooh, I can't cut a straight line to save my life.
So what really got you, listen, it doesn't have to be straight, that's the whole point. What really got you into crafting in the first place? Like what really was your favorite first craft when you were little?
I don't know if I have one. I know so the big running joke is that in my family, I was called Hurricane Amy because my parents could literally track when I started and finished a project based on the debris I left in my wake. And they could just track me through my house of when I picked up my Barbie and set my Barbie down to play with something else, and when I set that down to play with something else. So it was something that was always instilled in me and my siblings to be independent and to pursue our passions, and I loved getting messy. I can't tell you how many potions I made with mud and berries that my mother constantly would shout out the window, "Don't eat those!" But yeah, we were just raised to be very do what we want and encouraged to try all different things, and so I've always loved creating, and my main sort of crafting, I guess, is my writing, but you just saw my office. It's filled with paintbrushes and canvases and jars and dried flowers and stationery, enough stationery to power an entire country. So yeah, I think just that desire to create something beautiful is really what got me into it. What about you?
I feel the most attracted to ceramics, honestly. Like there's something about like that tactile feeling, kind of like you were saying with your potions. I loved playing in the dirt as a kid. I still do. I do a lot of gardening. But ceramics is a way to like play in the mud and also like make something functional that like lasts a long time. And it teaches you a lot about like things not going your way. Anyone who's ever studied ceramics has probably had something blow up on them. And you learn a lot from that failure. So like that's something that I'm very, very drawn to. And I find myself more and more drawn to it as an adult.
I love that.
Milo wants to join us real bad.
So my cat, you've all seen him, met him in various ways. He has been an absolute nightmare all day. So he's been enjoying some forced nap time, and it sounds like he's woken up and is no longer enjoying it. He's so naughty. Like he's throwing things out from underneath my door right now. I think that's a zinc lozenge, if I'm not mistaken. It is never boring at my house.
Yeah, when I got here this morning, he was trying to get into my work laptop bag to like take a nice little kitty nap in my bag. But then when I was trying to get my work laptop so I could like do my job, he got really angry with me.
Yeah, is he not like the cutest but naughtiest beast you've ever met?
Oh yeah, I love him. I love him for who he is.
Ooh, so I just found all of these little papers, and I forgot that I wrote quotes on them. Do you want to hear what the quotes are?
Yes.
We've got, healing is not linear, hold on.
Aww.
Small steps every day. Life is tough, but so are you. Flowers grow back even after the harshest winters. You will too. And be gentle with yourself. You're doing the best you can. I might incorporate one of those into my flag.
That sounded like Jen.
Yeah, our supervisor is the queen of making sure that people are taking care of themselves. And she always drives home the importance of learning the art of saying no and not overcommitting, which is something that Mitch, I feel confidently I can speak for you too. Mitch and I struggle with that so much.
The work that we do is so like deeply personally important, in addition to being like our professional like way of doing things, that we can often like want to do so much more than we actually have the ability to fit into our week. But what's really awesome about our team is a lot of people like step up when we need them to step up to help us out with stuff. So we're never like on our own.
No, and I think that's a really important message to drive home during Pride, especially given all of the uncertainty that's going on right now. I think it's a really important message to drive home that like you're never truly alone, and you never have to go through things on your own, and that even if you feel like you do have to, there is always going to be somebody in the rafters waiting to help you.
Do you by any chance have a glue stick?
I have glue dots.
Okay.
They are
in the tape.
What?
Are they in the tape?
No, they're actually in my desk.
Okay.
If you go into my office, in the top right desk drawer.
Okay. On the like under the surface.
Yes.
Like, not up. Okay. BRB.
I'm just gonna be here cutting out letters. I found this super cute sheet that's got all these like little glittery letters with succulents behind them. So I am incorporating those into my flag. But it takes a lot of concentration to cut these. Are you finding them?
Nope.
Would you like me to come find them?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm coming in. My foot's falling asleep, but I'm coming in. Oh my goodness. Enjoy looking at the debris of our craft night. Oh, you found them?
I did it.
Mitch did it. I knew you could.
I was being silly, and they were buried by colored pencils, and I was like, I just see colored pencils. But then I realized what I was looking at.
You know what? I think that's a good lesson that you sometimes have to dig deeper to find.
To find out what you need.
To find what you need.
With skies and sunshine guaranteed.
What?
Princess and the Frog.
Oh. Mitch is really sad that I am not, I don't memorize all the Disney songs.
You'll get there.
I have been singing the new Frozen soundtrack though. You should be proud of me for that.
I'm very proud of you for that. Jamie as well really digs Frozen 2 on a level that I dig Frozen 2 on. So we talk about it all the time. Talk about resiliency.
Mm-hmm. That's why I love Moana. I love, like, she doesn't give up, and like, I love that. I love the line where she says, "This is not who you are," because for me, like, I've done social work my whole career, so to hear Moana say, "This is not who you are," to me that says like that speaks to, I think, victims of abuse and trauma where you are not the trauma you faced.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's such a beautiful line. I actually hadn't seen it for far past when it came out, and then I visited my best friend in Arizona, 4 years ago now, and we watched it for the first time, and then the entire week I was there, we just drove around listening to Moana.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. Colleen Palmer, love you.
Moana, for me, I had just lost my gram, and she was my person. She oversaw my adoption. She and I looked just like her more and more all the time. I actually took up quilting during quarantine as a relaxation hobby to feel closer to her, because that was something that she had always done. Oh, sweet, thank you. And so, like, Moana and, like, losing her grandma helping guide her on the next part of her journey, like, deeply, like, to this day, deeply resonates with me. Yeah, it's so powerful. They're always with us.
Yeah, I was super close with, so my paternal grandmother died when I was 5, but my maternal grandmother was around, she died when I was in college, so I had a really good relationship with her, and so that, like, speaking to losing your grandmother but never, like, her never fully being gone is so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We found this picture of my paternal grandmother making her first Holy Communion, and everyone said, like, I look so much like my mom, we look so much alike, I favor my mom's side of the family, and then we found this picture of my grandma making her first Holy Communion, and it literally looks like you superimposed 6-year-old me into a black and white picture, and it was shocking. And so I carry that really closely to me because, I missed out on the ability to have a physical in-person relationship with my grandmother, but having that picture was like, we are still family, we are still here, and I love that.
I've kind of always felt that way, like, not just in regards to family, but, like, and people who kind of came before us in the chosen family that is like the LGBTQ community. Like my first tattoo is actually Harvey Milk's "You Gotta Give Him Hope" quote from his Hope speech that he made, and that was right before he was assassinated. And like that's something that like I've always felt very connected to the work that he did. Did you know that and oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look this up because I'm gonna feel so bad. The person who was behind the AIDS Memorial Quilt project actually was on Harvey's staff in San Francisco during his campaign.
Did know that.
You did? Yeah.
I did.
I'm trying to remember his name right now and it's not coming to me. I'll get there eventually.
I want to say it starts with an L, but I don't think that's right.
Yeah. To the Google, as my Cameron would always say. Do 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 do. See how long this takes me. AIDS Memorial Quilt founder. Cleve Jones.
Yeah, there was an L in there.
Yes. Oh, and it turns out, so it is the NAMES project. AIDS Memorial Quilt is the full name of the project. And did you know that at 54 tons, it's the world's largest piece of community folk art?
I did not.
Fun fact.
Love that.
Blue dots on the floor.
Wouldn't be the first time. Super sorry to my landlord. There is pink acrylic paint on our floor, which we will scrape up before we move. However, right now it's just a testament to us.
Yeah, that is a problem for future you.
Yeah. That's rhetoric I really need to get rid of though, because a lot of things are problems for future me, and then future me has a lot of problems at once. Like when I throw something in the refrigerator and then I just like slam the door shut and I hear it fall. I'm just like,
oh yes.
Something is going to fall onto me when next I open my refrigerator. And it always does.
This is how I have my stripes going so far. What do you think?
I love that. I am taping mine together right now, kind of in like I'm making them sort of fade into the next color. Yeah.
I found on one of the scrapbook things a thing that said, "Don't let anyone dim your sparkle," which is something that my therapist says to me like literally every time I see her. So I was like, okay, yeah.
It was made for you.
Yeah. I still haven't found a Riley sticker though. I'm gonna have to improvise.
I feel like, are you looking hard enough?
I only saw black cats, not black dogs.
There has got to be.
Well,
Somewhere.
Prove me wrong. I want to always be challenged and forced to learn and grow.
I mean, he's not wrong. I have like a trillion things of cats. I've got a little husky we could color black. Cat. Cat.
I saw there were like
Cat.
Arctic animals too. See what I mean? It's all cat.
Oh, I wasn't doubting you on the cat front. I was not doubting you. Where are the cartoon animals? There was nothing in there either?
Mm-mm.
No way.
Way? Oh, jellyfish. Oh, cool.
Yeah. Tie into my aquatic tattoo sleeve I've got going.
Do you want the jellyfish for your pride flag?
Oh, yeah. You know, I don't realize how many cat stickers I have until I, like, you know, people are watching me, waiting for me to find a dog. Did you see these little baby hedgehogs I've got, too?
Oh, they're so little.
I know. Bear.
I snatched up these animal macaroons.
Aren't they so cute?
Because I think I'm going to use one. Cameron made me macaroons on our second date, and so it's like become a whole thing. And see, there's a puppy that I could color. I think I'll do that. I'll do the puppy macaroon.
You know, I think the problem is that Mitch and I both have a black lab. And so I probably use the black lab as representation of my Lennox.
That would be a good guess.
All right, so you've proven me wrong, and I humbly fold. I'm also very shocked. Could have sworn.
That's okay.
So this is mine so far, where I've got like flowers growing into the sky, and it like fades from the darkest black into very light pink. We need to get a flagpole so we can put our flag up. Right now it's taped onto my wall.
Mm-hmm. Out front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just actually bought some rainbow buntings, like we had seen in Provincetown when we were down there during Pride Month last year. I like ordered them because I want to hang them on the windows. And so we're moving away from my hometown in a couple weeks here, and we're going to put them up on the windows at the new place.
I love that. I'm also stoked for you guys to be moving because Mitch and his partner are literally going to be living 7 minutes away from us. We clocked it.
We clocked it, yep.
I got a voicemail. I was gardening and I got a voicemail from Mitch and he goes, I promise you this is not work things, this is friends thing. We live 7 minutes away, I just drove it. And I was thrilled.
Very exciting. And we pass all kinds of places where we can stop for coffee and ice cream along the way. It's awesome.
Yes.
Most of all, though, I'm mostly excited because we can finally get our Lennox and Riley playtime together.
We've been working on that for so long.
Since we met, I think.
My white dog is blind, so he doesn't do well meeting new animals. It was impressive that we got him and my cat Milo to get along, and it took a hot minute, but they got there. But he really, really does not like new dogs. And our neighbors also have a blind dog. And so they'll just kind of like bellow at each other across the fence.
It's actually very cute.
It is very cute if you're the parents. I'm sure that our neighbors are kind of like, maybe one of them could go inside. But they're very cute, and it's the only time they get to interact. So we let them talk.
There really is like a Twilight bark here in Amy's neighborhood.
Yeah.
They really do all sound off all down the street.
Yeah, it's so funny. One will start, and then it's like a domino effect where one will start, and then they'll all just start going.
Was that gross? You made me feel like $1,000,000.
We're getting a one-on-one concert with Mitch here. I'm loving it.
Listen, I stopped vocal training when I transitioned, so I don't even try to be good anymore. No, show me what a retro vintage sticker looks like. Oh, these are so cool.
I know. So I was getting monthly sticker packs sent to me, and one of the ones I was subscribed to was the retro sticky pack. I again highly recommend. I stopped getting them just because eventually We need a home, a house. I can't keep buying stickers if I don't have a house to put them in. So,
Doesn't this remind you of the lantern release? It literally, that's just about what it looked like, except it was a little bit darker, and there were very tall pine trees, and we were kind of nervous. That video will be part of today's general parenting video about the history of Pride. We didn't
put the lanterns.
We're
We
doing
put
the
the
lanterns
flag
in another. We
raising.
put the flag raising. You're right. It's coming soon.
It was a very
Sound.
yeah. It was very chaotic, and a couple of them didn't go off as planned. But we had a blast doing it, and that was really what mattered.
We really do appreciate, too, all of the people who, took the time to check in with us to make sure that we were doing it in an environmentally safe and friendly way. That's a priority of ours, too.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, when we were talking about doing the lantern release, it was super important to both me and Mitch that the lanterns be biodegradable, because there have been some horror stories of the way they wreak havoc on the environment. So we got ones that were made out of rice paper and had only one circle of bamboo as the frame. So it was all completely biodegradable, and that paper was thin. One of them caught on fire as we were trying to light it, and we were like, well.
Yeah, and we adjusted to the weather conditions as well.
Mm-hmm.
I was just literally making jokes about my fire chip from when I was a Girl Scout. So, I took that very seriously.
Yeah, so we are very committed to making sure that we're preserving the integrity of our environment. So we want you all to know that, and we do appreciate that so many other people were also committed to maintaining the integrity of our environment. So I've added a few quotes on here. I don't know if you can see them. I've got one that says wild and free.
Cute.
And then I have one that says live every moment. And I have one that says love and one that says daring. So I think to me, that's what Pride is all about, is being daring and living every moment exactly how you wish to. Authentically. Even in my, on my Facebook page for my writing, I'm fiercely authentic. That's my tagline. Did you give your mother the galaxy whale that I gave you?
I did. I put it on her birthday card.
Did she love it?
She did. She loves whales. And blue and green are her favorite colors. Amy handpicked a sticker out after she was showing me her stickers, and I said, hey, that looks like my mom.
Speaking of which, I'm putting a little galaxy seahorse. You can't really see it, but he's so cute. I'm putting it on my flag because seahorses are one of my absolute favorite animals. And I love stars and galaxy. And some of you also might not know this about me, I have an aquatic ocean sleeve on my arm. And there are a few seahorses tattooed onto my arm because they are my favorite animal. And talk about resiliency of them just holding onto that coral reef and protecting their babies. Oh my gosh, I just love them. They're like the cousin to dragons, which is also super cool.
Did you know about, I'm sure you know this, that male seahorses are the ones who carry the babies?
Absolutely.
I just think
which I
funny.
Also love because, talk about breaking that gender binary.
Yeah. That's what, we talk about a lot is, all through nature and stuff, differences in sexuality and gender are extremely common.
So I'm also putting a galaxy wolf on here because Sarah's favorite animal is a wolf. So we're both going to be on here.
I did a honeybee and a penguin. Cameron and I both love penguins and collected them when we were in middle school.
I love that.
At the same time, for some reason.
I love that so much. If you had to be an animal forever, what would you be?
Oh my gosh, this is such a sleepover question. An animal. Oh, well, actually, so my dream. Let's go with the fact that reincarnation is real. Let's just assume that, right?
Right.
I used to work at Walt Disney World in the Magic Kingdom, and I want to be reincarnated as the ducks that swim around in the lagoon in front of Ariel's castle in the back of Fantasyland. Because it's fenced in so nobody can get to them, so they can literally just vibe in there and do duck stuff. And my favorite food, as I've talked about many times on the channel, is popcorn. And there's a popcorn stand right near there. So, like, they literally get to eat spilled popcorn and swim around in the sun in this private lagoon all day and listen to Disney music.
I love that.
And people watch, and, like, that is how I would like to retire from this life.
I love
is
that.
by being a duck. So that would be my answer. I want to be a duck.
Right on.
What about you?
Oh. Well, I would love to come back as one of my personal house cats because I know how spoiled they are. I would definitely come back as a cat. But I think I would also love to be some sort of bird that can fly like expansive distances. Because I love to travel and I've always wanted to fly like a bird. So I think I would come back as some sort of bird that's like beautiful and colorful and fierce.
Beautiful and colorful and fierce,
Yeah.
like a peacock.
Like a peacock. Sagittarius.
Oh, thank you. I don't know if they fly long distances, but I'm pretty sure they can at least fly.
They can fly. I don't think they fly long distances, which is why I didn't say that. But, I mean, if you ask anybody who's trying to wait for me to get ready in the morning, they know I primp like peacocks, so it'd probably be fitting.
I will check on that with Sarah when she gets home.
Listen, I can admit I'm not going to call it a fault, because it is not a fault that I appreciate my appearance and want to look nice.
The queen is never late. Everyone else is simply early.
Didn't you just ask me if I've watched that movie?
Yes.
He thought I hadn't watched The Princess Diaries. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I was like, I'm just a little offended.
Just a little bit. Yes, cactuses. Gotta put a cactus on it.
Do you like my little mermaid sitting?
Oh, that's so cute.
Can you all see it? My little mermaid sitting on that. She's precious. I would love to be a mermaid.
No palace in space. With the bumblebee.
Oh my gosh. It's always an adventure with you, Mitch.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I cherish our adventures.
I also cherish our adventures. So besides like flags, and you know, we talked about the names project, like what are some other like ways that people use art to express themselves in the queer community?
Poetry is huge. My favorite poet is Andrea Gibson. They're non-binary, and I found their first poem I ever read when I was in college, which was like a very formative time for me, and I just fell in love. And so when I went recently, maybe a year and a half ago or so, Andrea came to perform locally, and so I had them write my favorite quote in their handwriting, and then I got it tattooed on my arm. So I forever have my favorite quote from Andrea Gibson tattooed in their handwriting on my arm, which is just is probably my favorite tattoo. I have a ton of them, and that's my absolute favorite. So I know that like writing and poetry is a huge way that the queer community expresses themselves. What about you? What comes to mind for you?
I mean, honestly, like, I was thinking about ballroom culture and drag culture and all of the ways that the community has, like, blown the lid off the fashion industry lately.
Yeah.
And by lately, I mean for forever, because ballroom culture actually goes all the way back to Black people organizing in, I believe it was New Orleans, like in the Civil War time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's got a long, beautiful history. And so much of it has inspired, like, so much of, like, mainstream fashion at this point. But, like, it's really important to support, like, those small designers who actually are coming up with concepts and the ideas, especially, like, designers who are people of color, because oftentimes they don't end up getting credit for the work that they come up with.
Mm-hmm.
We see this a lot now with, like, people's artwork getting produced on t-shirts and making sure it's actually the artist who's behind that. It's really important to, like, double check on that. But, like, there are so many incredible LGBTQ artists who use fashion and stuff like that to express themselves.
Yeah, it's amazing what people can do, and I love that no matter what, it's never the same thing twice.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many styles to choose from.
Would you like a gift box full of lit candles?
Art follows no rules.
Clearly.
Do you think there's a problem with that, Mitch?
No, I don't. I just hope that people
No, not to give lit candles as gifts.
Yeah. Like, that would not be a fun way to start Christmas. Although back in the day, they used to, instead of Christmas lights, they would put literal candles on pine trees, which are known to be highly flammable. And, like, rich people would pay, well, they wouldn't pay, they would have, like, one of their servants, house staff, whatever, they were choosing to call it, like, literally their job on Christmas Day would be to stand there with a bucket of water to, like, put it out if it did actually catch fire.
One year, we were getting ready to host Christmas, and I was in the kitchen with my mom, and we suddenly heard this, like, huge crash of glass in our downstairs bathroom. So I went running, and our candle had gotten to the very end of its run, and so it shattered the glass and caught our hand towel on fire. So that was an experience. It was horrifying. But we fixed it.
Actually, while I was recovering from COVID a couple months ago, I decided I was going to make Jell-O, right? My mom always used to make, like, the Jell-O blocks when you were, like, super sick. So, like, there I am, standing at my stove with my glass Pyrex, heating water in a glass dish, which you should never, ever do, but I didn't know that. And, like, just as it got to boiling, and just as I, like, started to pour in the Jell-O powder,
Oh, Mitch.
and I just called Cameron, and I was like, I don't know what to do.
Learn from Mitch, friends.
Don't do that. That was bad. Please learn from my mistakes. I make lots of mistakes for you so that you don't have to make the same mistakes yourself. This has to go on here. So, Cameron and I, the Magic 8 Ball is actually a huge part of our love story.
So this turned into like a big pride flag filled with like galaxy and planet and stars, but I feel like that's very fitting for me. So I'm just going with it at this point. It kind of gave me its theme.
Yeah, I'm kind of just like adding the things that really symbolize like me and my life at this point. I added a road runner for after I graduated college when I just took off to the New Mexican desert.
I love that.
And then I put like some ampersands because that's my favorite piece of typeface. A Once Upon a Time storybook.
Oh, my computer locked on it, so I have to unlock it.
So wake up.
See, so do you now see why I collect stickers and how amazing they are?
Now see what I really should do is put online shopping stickers on my flag because I do a lot of those.
Oh, Sarah and I are like on a first name basis with our delivery person at this point.
I also kind of want to put this refrigerator on my pride flag just a little bit. These are so fun.
Right?
You just need my Disney ones.
I'm gonna leave those for you.
Okay.
I don't want to take them all.
You need to put one of these envelopes with a rainbow in it on
Yes,
your
I do.
flag. Because I'm going to do one with sunshine in it.
Do you know what they call mail when you get like your stickers or your pen pal letter?
No, I don't think I do.
They call it Happy Mail.
Yeah.
And I love that because like it seems kind of goofy, but you start doing it and like I have a couple of people who I really look forward to getting their letters. One of my pen pals and I went email during COVID because she wasn't going to be able to get to the post office to check her P.O. box.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting. Yeah. So when we're done with our flags, do you want to do a show and tell?
Yes.
I'm just about done.
I think I am too.
Run through stickers. I still can't believe I don't have a black lab.
No. I gotta get one of these paint markers out and color this puppy macaroon
Oh yeah.
black.
I need to put a succulent in here because we need to be representing Chia Arthur. Yeah, you're correct.
Yes, so we started our collection of Golden Girls Chia Pets, and then the pandemic hit, and now they're all dead.
But you know what? I was gonna reseed Chia Arthur before we left, and I didn't, mostly because like I don't really know how to reseed a Chia pet, and so I didn't. So I just let her hair die, and I'm so glad I did.
Yeah, yeah.
Because then we would have been out of chia seeds, and poor Chia Arthur would be
So get this.
bald.
You literally take, like you clean it off so it's just like flat terracotta, and then the chia seeds actually you mix them with water and you like let it sit for a little bit and they get sticky, like they make their own like sticky gooey substance.
Are they the same seeds that you eat?
Yes.
We have
Yes.
so many of those. I
And then you just
love
like
chia seeds.
smear them like you would on a bagel or whatever
I
onto
had no
the terracotta.
idea.
I know, it's that simple.
I had no idea. Well, now, if ever we run out of chia seeds again, we eat them regularly in this household.
I'm really into pumpkin seeds, pepitas specifically, like the shelled ones. Like I love to put them in smoothies and on salads. See this way. because it's a brush kind of still kind of like see-through, so you can still see the features of the actual sticker.
Oh, perfect.
But it's still going to be a Riley. Riley has been thrilled with the amount of Aunt Amy visitation.
Oh yeah. Aunt Amy has also been thrilled with the amount of Riley visitation.
Pretty awesome.
I was over there the other night for our lantern launch, and I kept sneaking her snappies, but I was teaching her how to take them out of my hand gently. So I was raised with massive dogs. Like I had a Saint Bernard and Newfoundland, and most recently my parents had a Mastiff. So like, if we didn't teach our animals to take food gently from us, then we were gonna probably like lose a hand. So I taught them how to take food gently, and so any dog I ever feed after that, I always say gentle before I give them the food. And so Riley was like, hold on, my dad does not make me do this. But she learned. She did a good job.
She's pretty low key until like she decides that she wants to like jump and hang out. That's what you gotta watch out for. She's a goober.
She's an angel. I love her so much. Sarah has graciously taken our dogs for the day.
Yes, otherwise I'm sure they would be right in the middle of this.
Oh, there's no way this would be happening. Okay.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Woohoo!
Okay.
First.
So, this is my pride flag. It's still said, there we go. So, the flowers at the bottom are like the roots, and then growing up towards the sky. Then I've got my pride with my succulents behind it. Then I have my wolf and my seahorse because me and Sarah, and our cactus for Chia Arthur. And then I have a few quotes on here. It says, live every moment, daring, wild and free, love. So those are all important things to me in my life. And then I told you all that I would love to be a mermaid, and if reincarnation is real, I want to come back as a mermaid before I come back as a cat. And then I've just got some planets, and I love stars and moons and astrology, so I put, Sarah and I are both Leos, so I put our symbol. Yeah, so that's just me and Sarah and our pride.
Love it.
Yeah.
You gonna put it in your window?
Absolutely.
Love it. So here is mine. Let's see if y'all can see it. Alright, right in the middle we've got a big old crab. Our intern Alex, who we miss very much, knows my passion for crustaceans. It's a long thing, it goes way back. I added some washi tape stripes in brown, like I was saying, to promote inclusion. This one has like raspberries on it, and the house where I grew up, we actually grow like raspberries. And then this one has a bunch of arrows that are facing different directions, which kind of symbolizes how progress isn't always perfectly linear, but it's still good. I added like the Sagittarius symbol on there, and I found a little thingy that said inspire greatness, so I put that on there. There's a little pocket full of sunshine, which just reminds me of Easy A, and it makes me laugh. So that's why I put that bad boy on there. But yeah, we've got Don't Dull Your Sparkle, we've got some ampersands, got some framed artwork, the Roadrunner. This just all like is stuff that really kind of encapsulates me.
Yeah. And that's really what Pride is all about at the end of the day, is celebrating you and celebrating diversity and celebrating your place within the community.
Yeah. So happy Pride.
Happy Pride. We hope to see all of your designs. You can send them to our email address. Yeah. We look forward to seeing them all.
Bye.
Bye.